What's up everybody, hope you're all having a great day. We are back with another video today with a match reaction video of yesterday's game against Millwall, where QPR lost 2-1 at home in a very strange defeat. So yeah, but before we start, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to. But yeah, yesterday's game was a bit of a disappointment one. Only disappointment thing was the result, really. There were some decisions from the referee that I wasn't really too happy about. But when I saw who the fourth official was, it kind of made sense. So yeah. But that yesterday was probably our best game I've seen us play this season. First half was exactly what I wanted it to be in the sense of performance-wise, where we went straight into it, non-stop. But then when Millwall suddenly get their clumsy goal, we fade apart straight away a little bit. We kept attacking after the first goal, but yeah, it wasn't much really to say. I think everything that I put in to the preview pretty much said exactly what was going to happen with Millwall, where their match momentum is literally not there whatsoever. So the chances they had, in my opinion, are just mistakes from QPR completely. Mill were not great on the day, and I know a lot of probably Mill fans are going to say, yeah, we beat you, that's the main thing. It is cool, you did beat us, but by silly mistakes, I would say. Silly mistakes yet again. And I've noticed Millwall play this type of football where they start passing at the back and they get under pressure a lot. So yeah, but we're gonna go into this video with starting from the game on what what happened. So if we go here to the match highlights on here, I can't remember where it is that it? Yep, right. So literally for the first, I would say, when did the first goal go in? Let's have a look quickly. So the first goal went in on the 36th minute. So pretty much for, I would say, till the first goal went in, we were dominant completely. Just put pressure on them. Millwall had a slight couple of chances in the first half before the first goal went in from corners and stuff like that, but pretty much from the first minute we was on it. Paul Smith with a cracking strike at goal. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best shot, but it was on target and the keeper saved it. There was a couple of great attacks that we did going forward during the first 36 minutes of the game, where Frey did his best, but I would say unfortunately his control of the ball and touch wise wasn't great yesterday whatsoever. But yeah, Paul Smith obviously had that chance at goal in the first couple of minutes. Then I believe Millwall then had a chance in the 6th minute from a corner, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken. On another corner, obviously, from Millwall in the 9th minute. That's when they made their sub, obviously, because of Massimo Luongo went down with looking like he held his knee. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he is not a serious injury for Massimo. But fingers crossed, it's all good for him. But then pretty much Paul Smith, Richard Kone, and a couple of other players had some good shot chances on goal. So yeah, we was very dominant in the first half. But I think we should just talk about now how that first goal went in. Now, I've seen on obviously Twitter where a lot of people are saying Nardi this, Nardi that, Nardi this, Nardi that. Now, in my opinion, Nardi did his best, you know. I'm not even putting that first goal on Nardi. The problem with that first goal was shit defending completely. And like I said constantly, a goalkeeper is only good as his defense. And the fact is this: when that ball came over the top of that defense, Aziz was open. Now, in my opinion, Steve Cook and Davis, both on that side, they need to be defending that a lot better. Way a lot better. You know, Steve Cook and Davis were just jogging, not even jogging, walking back, just ball watching Sunday League football, right? And I put that on Steve Cook and Davis, right? Just because of the fact being that if you're telling me that ball is going over and you're expecting Nardi to run out of goal, literally out of the area to come and get that ball, you're deluded. Honestly, you're flipping deluded. Because then it'll just end up being that same blame game to Joe Walsh with what he does. When he gets lobbed from, when he rushes out of goal and stuff like that. You know, and Paul Nardi did the right thing. He didn't pace out of goal, but he came out of goal at the right time, in my opinion, and did well. But the problem was Steve Cook and Davis not doing their job properly in defence. Trying to do the same thing as when the Bristol City goal went in. You know, they're not playing to the whistle. They're thinking, oh, he's offside. It's fucking ridiculous. You know, and it's got to be better, way better defending than what it was from yesterday. And I expect better from Steve Cook, an experienced centre back. You know, someone that has been in form for the last couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden he goes and just does that, and then he starts blaming Nardi for it. Nowhere near Nardi's fault. 100% nowhere near Nardi's fault. If there's anyone to blame, it's Steve Cook and Davis. They need to defend better and communicate. You know. Even Morrison, alright, cool, listen, it's on the right-hand side, Morrison is, but even with Morrison, he's got to make sure and be charged. Jimmy Dunn's got to go in there as captain and speak to Cook. Listen, look, you need to watch your man. You've just been lobbed over by a blue and ball from Smallbone, I believe it was Smallbone, and gone and done that. It's bloody ridiculous defending. It's Sunday League defending, man, honestly. Typical. And then obviously Nardi's done a brilliant save, but then obviously it takes a little deflection off his hand in the second shot, and obviously it's gone under Steve Cook's legs, you know. So that part I can't really say much on that part, but the Steve Cook being lobbed over and just watching the ball go past him and seeing Aziz run past him, it's diabolical. He's got to be defending better, and I expect a lot better from an experienced centre back. 100%, especially someone that's in form, and I've been praising him for the last couple of weeks. You know, he's been doing really well, and then he goes and does that and messes it up completely. You know, and then leading on to the second goal, where they've crossed it in, and to be honest, there's many players that we could blame. And Nardi, okay, cool, he should have done a lot better, but the fact being that it's come off of whoever's head, deflected off someone's head, I can't remember who, but then gone past Steve Cook completely. And Davis, I don't know what he's doing defending that. We might as well have Escudina on the pitch. It's bloody ridiculous. You know, you're holding your guy and you're trying to header it away. Like, you need to be goal side of your player. You know, you got in crosses and situations where Millwall are good at set pieces and scoring from them type of chances. You need to be goal side, watching your posts and watching your men. It's easy. You know, it's just playing like Sunday League football, man, honestly. Yesterday was a shambles. You know, and like I said, it's the best performance we've ever played this season. But the goals that we conceded are just shit defending. Yet again, mistakes. And I thought we've cleared this up. I thought last 6 games we've done brilliantly in form, but then at home, well, we can't finish our chances as well. So I can't really say much on that one, because obviously, listen, look, the team that he put out with Frey and Coney up front, we know it doesn't work. We know it doesn't work as QPR fans. We've been saying it. You know, 2 good strikers together, but 2 of the same type of strikers, it's not a great fit. So yeah, I would say that as well was a big mistake, putting Frey and Coney together. And I'm not disgracing the strikers, because they're 2 good strikers, but playing together is not happening. Because, like I said, in the first half, you probably saw Coney switching to the right wing again, Frey off to the left wing, with Paul Smith tucking it into the middle. You know, I get the tactic, I get it, but you can't have Coney on that right wing. It's not going to work. We need Frey in the middle. If you're going to cross it, Frey needs to be in that middle. He's got the height and strength to do that. You know, and that's why he's getting lost the season a lot of times because he's not that target man in the middle. You're playing him as what I would believe as a seller player, someone that can hold the ball up and move the ball whilst dribbling. You know, Frey is not good at dribbling. He's not pacey, so that needs to be corrected. I know people are going to say, you know, we got Burrell and Kone, but we need more than that. You know, if you're going to put Frey on, you've got to put Burrell with him, or Collie, or someone, you know? You can't put Frey and Kone together. It's ridiculous, honestly. It's absolutely ridiculous. It don't work. So hopefully Wednesday night that all changes and going from there. But yeah, the first half with the 2 goals going in, it needs to be a lot better defending. 100%. I don't want to see Steve Cook on Wednesday night on the field. I'd rather see Mbenge and Morrison back together, because when Mbenge came on that second half, that changed for me, that game. Even though we made some subs, to be honest, I was a bit surprised with the Vale substitution so early for Dembele, but it worked. For some reason, it worked. So yeah, going on to the second half though, yeah, the start of the second half was a bit of a shambles. It was pretty much Millwall, not I wouldn't say dominant, but more momentum, getting up front, doing the attacks and stuff like that. But then once the subs came on after 55 minutes, you know, we kind of changed the game. You know, we was more attacking, more dominant, you know, and we challenged up front a lot more. But we just can't finish our chances. And then obviously when Sato came on, he was that difference where he brought on pace down the wing with Dembele. And that's what made the difference for us, was the pace down the wings, you know. Obviously Sato getting the assist for Burrell's goal, which was very finished very well, and very he has, for what I can see, Burrell has the acknowledgement of where he needs to be in the right place at the right time. And that's what I would have thought Kone would have been. But yeah, that's where obviously we got the goal finally, but we needed to push even more, and we tried. But I tell you one thing, what did annoy me was Millwall. That was, you know, like first half, the yellow card for Paul Smith, right? How is that a yellow card? You know, a 5 foot something guy attacking a 6 foot something guy, apparently elbowing him in the face. Come on, please. He can't even reach his face, let alone getting on the floor, taking 10 minutes down. Like, what the hell? It's ridiculous. You know, the refereeing has got to be a lot better on the day as well. There's times where I was watching that game and I was thinking, okay, you're giving that for a free kick. What the hell? Paul Smith is just honestly, he gets bullied by referees. You know, I don't get it. How you think a 5 foot whatever he is fouling a 6 foot guy? It's ridiculous, honestly. It's just mental, honestly. Because if you're getting tackled by a 5 foot guy, your physicality is shit if you're 6 foot, honestly. I don't know why you're playing football. It's ridiculous. But yeah, my rant, let's leave my rant, because I'm trying to stay positive on this behalf. But listen up, we lost our first game at home of the season. We've got our loss now. And Wednesday night, obviously, against, who is it? Swansea away is going to be a difficult game. It's going to be a really difficult game, and we need to put the best team out there. Hopefully Poku and Chair and Clarkson are both on the bench to give more attacking threat, just in case, because Swansea are going to be very attacking. So yeah, we got to be very careful with Swansea on Wednesday night, especially depending on the weather up there on the night, because we know how bad it can get. Every Swansea game, away game, I would expect it to be either cold day or a rainy day, you know. And I'm not saying because it's Wales, but it's every time we've played Swansea, it's how it's been. So yeah, we're going to see what happens on Wednesday. We'll be live on Wednesday, and obviously we'll put our match preview out there soon this week. So yeah, we'll go from there. But looking at squad ratings, let's go to this. I know, I'll be honest, it's pretty unfair what they've done with the squad ratings. I'm a bit confused by it. So if we look at the lineup, obviously Nardi's the only one that was in the green with a 7.7, which, even though 2 goals went in, I'd, you know, would say he pulled off some amazing saves. You know, that first save that he pulled off in the first couple of minutes, where that long shot by Smallbone, pretty incredible in my opinion, and that's why he's in goal. Dunn did a terrific job for getting a 6.8. I think he should have got a bit more than 6.8 into the 7s. Morrison and Cook, I don't understand how Cook got more than Morrison with 6.4. Makes no sense to me, because Cook to me was terrible. Was absolutely terrible. Morrison was a much better player, you know? And even when Mbengu came in the second half, it changed the game, but Mbengu even played on the right, not the left. So if Mbengu can play both sides, it's going to be good for Clark Solwell, because if he comes on, I always thought Mbengu could only play on the left, but if Mbengu can play on that right with Clark Solwell on the left, might even be a decent shout there as well. So we have two centre backs that I think can play in two positions that are one-footed but can play in two positions, and that's Mbengu and Morrison, who can both play on the left and the right. Cook can only play on the right, in my opinion. Clark Solwell can only play on the left. So we got options in that centre back options, but yeah. Davis 6.8. I think that Davis didn't really have a great game, I'll be honest. You know, he bombed it up there a lot to help the attack, but I think there's a lot of that game that we've seen better this season from him, 100%. You know, he's got another yellow card yesterday, so he's probably gonna have a suspension soon yet again. But we got a lot to work on from that performance in defense from yesterday, for sure. Smith got a 6.6. I think he was one of our best players. I don't know how he got a 6.6. I think he did an incredible job yesterday. He kept going like he always does, and I think he continued his form from Bristol City and put in that game, and was probably one of our best players. But 6.6 is a bit harsh, I think. Madsen and Varane, both 6.2 and 6.1. I don't think they were incredible yesterday. Madsen wasn't exactly on point, but I don't think we needed to worry about it, because we was more attack than defense, and that's pretty much why them two duos were also getting the best out of each other, because they were coming back to defend, and we didn't really need to defend yesterday because we was all attack. So, you know, apart from obviously the 2 goals that they scored, which is understandable. Vale 6.4. I think Vale was just quiet. He didn't really get much of the ball, I would say, yesterday. I think Vale has a lot of reasoning where I could, you know, be very gentle on him. I would say he wasn't used that much on that right. Every ball was going to the left hand side. It was, so yeah. But I think Smith and Vale were both switching each time. So yeah. With Frey and Kone up front, yeah, like I said, Kone can't play with Frey. It's that simple. I don't think Kone can score a goal when Frey's on that pitch, and I don't think Frey can score a goal, because Kone and Kone, they're two similar players that need to work to get well together, but they can't. They're very good if you want to go to holding the pitch, but if you want goals, Frey and Kone is not going to do the trick. It's either going to be Burrell Frey or Burrell Kone, or going from there. So the ratings, I can understand why, you know. It's a shame that Coney couldn't get a goal, but I reckon Coney's only going to get a goal off Burrell, or someone else is on that pitch with him. So yeah. AB says Morrison and Cook is a disaster waiting to happen. Both are slow, so anyone with a bit of pace can get at them. This is why Mbengue is so important for us, as he has that pace to get back. Very true. Listen, look, Morrison is not the paciest guy, neither is Steve Cook, but Morrison is, in my opinion, a better defender than Cook, and I also think he has the height as well, but I also think Morrison does have, he's not the fastest guy, but he has the pace to catch up to defenders if needed. But obviously, like you said, with Mbengue, he is on point all the time, getting back. You know, every time he loses the ball, he'll chase it back, and he'll do a really great job to win that ball back, because he's strong and pace. So AB, yes, you are correct. I would say 100%. And Mbengue was missed yesterday, and that's why when he came on in the second half, we changed a lot, you know, defensively and attack, because he's not just a centre back, in my opinion. He's a ball playing defender. He likes to carry the ball up front. He's like Clark Sower, but Clark Sower's not pacey. You know, but Clark Sower is that type of guy we've been missing, where we carry the ball up into the first half instead of just booting up there straight away. Steve Cook is that guy that boots it up there. Morrison, he can carry the ball, but he's no Ronnie Edwards. He's no Clark Salter. He's no Mbenge. You know, sometimes you need that one different two types of centre back that can either hoof it up there or move the ball with the flow of the team going pushing forward without losing it. So that to me is what we've been missing in Mbenge, obviously from Bristol City and this game. But Bristol City game, I can't really fault. We really did well on the subs, and Bristol City didn't really look great on the day. So yeah, I would say AB, you're probably 100% correct with the Mbenge, but I think a lot of you said yesterday about Chair, that we don't need him and all of that. The thing is, I think we do need him. I think Chair is still important to our club just because he brings a different type of playing style to the midfield, where obviously he likes to hold the ball a bit more, and I think he's probably one of the best shot takers in the league. I do, and a lot of people are probably going to hate me for saying that and probably say no, he ain't, but he really is. He, for some reason, when he has the ball, not just power, he doesn't really use power, but he has so much good precise and pace on the ball when he shoots, and the accuracy majority of time is really good. So that to me is a thing that I wouldn't say is a creator, but a distributor is one thing that Chair is. And this is what obviously I like about Chair. With Poku, I would rather see him on the field instead of Smith, but I like both players. I think they're two pacey players, that two different playing style wise, in where Poku is more of a likes to get into the box or even score a goal or two. You know, he's not more of, he likes to the assist, but he likes to score as well. And this is what I think is going to be interesting to see what he chooses as team on Wednesday night against Swansea, because I think Poku and Chair and Clark Saw are probably going to be on that bench, hopefully, and they can make a difference. So it's going to be hard. Collie obviously is on the bench majority of the time, but we'll see what happens with Collie, because Collie might end up going out on loan. So yeah, unless Leicester come in for him in January. So yeah, but that's the rant over and done with for today, I guess. I just expect more from defense wise. I would say it needs to be a lot better. We can't make clumsy mistakes like that yet again. Especially when we've played an amazing game like yesterday. We was on point. It's the best game, honestly, the best game I've seen us play. You know, we weren't like controlling the game, but attack wise, when we won the ball back, we Genga pressed them constantly, just put pressure on them, got into the box, tried to get the goal. But I can't sit here and say about Millwall's defence, because Millwall's defence is on point. You know, Cooper and Kramer are two of the best centre-backs in the league, you know, height-wise, strength-wise, and shot stoppers, you know. And, you know, the only thing that I really hate is with Alex Neil, he likes to kill time. He likes to waste time, and he tells his players to go down a lot. And he's done it at Norwich. He's done it, I believe, was it Preston? I think it was. I can't remember. But he's done it at Norwich for sure. And Cardiff, I think, when he was there. But that's what his game style is wasting time when you get the opportunity to do it. So yeah. But the goals were from Burrell, 80th minute, Aziz 36, Ivanovic, literally right before half time. It was on the table wise. So we've dropped down to 11th with our first loss in 6. So yeah, but we're doing well still. We're 10 games in the season already. And it's going to be a close season, because looking at the point wise, it's going to be another season where 1 to 12th or whatever it was last season, always in contention of rotating constantly in the league. So it's going to be another crazy season, I reckon. You got Millwall 6, top 6 of Coventry, Middlesbrough, Stoke, Leicester, West Brom and Millwall. You know, I think we're going to be up there challenging it for this season. I've got no doubt in that. You know, there's going to be days where we lose and there's going to be days we win, but I'm hoping all the wins come from at home and less losses at home. So yeah. But we move on to Wednesday night against Swansea away, and yeah, we'll go watch that, and fingers crossed we get the 3 points there. We will be putting the preview out soon, not today obviously, it'll probably be tomorrow, Tuesday, as the game is on Wednesday. But yeah, we'll leave it there. If you hit the like button, subscribe if you want to, if you enjoyed the content, put a comment, and yeah, we can communicate through that, and just probably discuss our things with what we need to at QPR. So yeah, hope you have a lovely weekend. Work tomorrow again, and yeah, enjoy your rest of your weekend on Sunday, and we'll catch you in a bit.